let's go on and definitely do a 180. And let's talk about The Boys. Okay, so The Boys just released with their season 4. I watched the first 3 episodes. They're available right now on Amazon Prime, like you guys. So it'd just be my thoughts so far on the first. Let me write season 4 on the first ones. All right. So there's been some backlash already. This is finally the season where some people have not been realizing that the boys have this whole time been making fun of them. Did you not? I remember watching season 1 and 2 of the boys and people sympathizing with Homelander, going, "Man, I really connect with Homelander. He's such a good guy. He's trying out there." And I'm like, that's a red flag right there, buddy. You're not supposed to sympathize with the man drinking titty milk, but I mean, me too, right? and so it's been funny to see the people, yelling woke and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna look at some reviews in a sec. But as far as my thoughts on it, I'm really digging it. There were some early reactions saying, yeah, it's good, but some of this gross stuff is starting to get old. And I kind of see where they're going, because there's so many moments throughout the first 3 episodes in this season where everything's chill, everything's good, you're liking the story, and it's going an interesting way. Then something disgusting happens. Okay, I guess some of that can get tiresome. Is like there's only so many buttholes and penises you can see before you're just like canceling my Amazon Prime subscription. But aside from that, I love the story direction that they're heading in right now. I really like this thing where they're Homelander's like, I want to be accepted. I want to be loved. And so he hires Sage, which is a new character that they've introduced. And Sage, I think, is a really cool. Yeah, here over here. Sage, this is her. She's supposed to be the smartest person in the world. Of course, there's some backlash from other people. I wonder why. But I really like her character, and I'm curious to see where her motivations are. If she actually is trying to help Homelander get his public perception in a good place, or if she has her own agenda that she's hiding. Firecracker over here is a pretty funny one. She's definitely making fun of the more conservatives out there. That's got to be a funny part. And not to get into too much spoilers, but again, it's the first 3 episodes. I haven't seen the rest of the season 4, so I don't get to. I like this story direction that they're hinting at with Homelander that I think is going to be so interesting. They're starting to show Homelander is getting gray hairs. He's like, when he uses the bathroom, he's got a gray hair down there. He's got a jar collecting all his gray hairs. He's starting to look in the mirror and notice wrinkles and stuff. He's worrying about his mortality and growing old. And so we have also been seeing him this season get closer and closer to his son. And I'm like, what? This is kind of odd for Homelander to all of a sudden, be so close to his son. But then there's a line in there where he's like, we're supposed to bond. We're supposed to be father and son. So eventually we become whole. And I was like, that's his motivation this season. It's not just going to be him trying to be accepted by the people. That guy don't care about his son. Boy is gonna try to take his kid's body because he does not want to grow old. I was like, dude, again, I haven't seen the rest of the season. That could just be me misinterpreting things, but it seems like that's what they're hinting at here. I love that story direction for him and where they're going with that. The only negative I will say about season 4 that I'm not absolutely loving is, let me see if I can find a photo. Okay, well, I'll just use this one. I don't want to get, let's see here. All right, I'll just use Frenchie here. I'm not loving Frenchie and Kamiko's storyline so far right now. It feels like we're retreading on some other things right now. I know there's people mad because Frenchie has a boyfriend this season, but they've hinted in other seasons, if you've been paying attention, the guy's bi. The guy goes both ways. It doesn't matter. But that's not even the part I'm not liking. I understand they have a complicated relationship and they don't want to be boyfriend and girlfriend or together or whatnot, but then they're doing this thing I hate that all TV shows does, especially when people that are like sober and whatnot, which I know is a serious thing in real life, but when they relapse. And so we had an episode where Kamiko got drunk and she became a problem during the mission. Then the next episode, or in that same episode, Frenchie is high on drugs, and then that puts him in this weird state. And it's just kind of like, I'm not that interested in the Frenchie and Kamiko story this season. They're cool characters, and I've liked them so far, but I'm like, I feel like you're retread no stuff and you're just digging up things. I could honestly do away with that subplot and just focus on this whole Starlight thing. Even the A Train stuff is really interesting because A Train is like conflicted in wanting to be a better person, so he's like slightly trying to help out the boys this season. I was like, okay, so overall, I still like it. There's some really funny, gross out moments in here. Okay. If I'm gonna talk about the most gross, I won't get specific, but number one gross moment for me. There's a moment where they send a file to the political girl. I forget her name, but the one that can blow up heads. Butcher sends a file to her, and when she opens the picture, I was eating. I was so grossed out. That picture was definitely the worst. The pink eye scene in here was also freaking crazy. That was a cool fight scene, though. I will, again, go into details if you haven't seen the episodes yet, but the pink eye scene and the guy who can duplicate himself, I thought that was just kind of funny. But other than that, I feel like compared to other seasons, it's a little tamed. Still, the grossest thing that has ever happened in The Boys is the guy who had the Ant-Man powers shrunk and went up the pee hole of someone else's dong and then went big. That's number one top gross thing that's ever happened in the show. The rest has been tame. So overall, I'm still liking The Boys. I think it's a cool direction. Oh yeah, the new Noir I think is so hilarious this season. He makes me laugh a lot. I'm digging it. So yeah, thumbs up for me. I just know you guys wanted to hear my thoughts on that. All right, so let's see what else we got.